And we're joined by the director of the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute at SIU, David Yepsen. Thanks for being here this evening.
Good to be with you.
Now, you covered Ted Kennedy when he ran for president in 1980. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I was covering politics for the Des Moines Register in Des Moines, Iowa. Iowa's where the caucuses are. Ted Kennedy challenged Jimmy Carter for renomination that year, and it was an epic fight all throughout the Democratic Party. Ripped the party apart. Kennedy went to Iowa to try to knock out Carter, who'd won in the state in '76. Carter beat him almost 2-1. But I tell you, it was fun to cover Senator Kennedy.
What was he like? What did you learn about him during that campaign?
He's just an effervescent guy, a gregarious guy, a guy who loved politics, who loved campaigning, would joke around, never taking himself too seriously. He was a great spokesman for his cause.
All right. Now, he was pretty good friends with Paul Simon. What do you know about that?
Well, they go back a long ways. I mean, even before that '74 campaign, Senator Simon knew the Kennedy family and worked with them on things. I think the real test here, though, was in that '80 campaign when Paul Simon endorsed Kennedy over Carter. And he tells the story that the Carter White House had called Paul Simon and asked to meet with him, and the senator said, Don't waste your time. I've made my commitment to Ted Kennedy. That was one. That shows you how close they were, because in that primary fight like that, it was important which Democrats went where. Senator Simon went with Senator Kennedy.
Talk about, do you think people realize the impact that Ted Kennedy had through the years and how much legislation he had a hand in, how many huge issues he really pushed through Congress?
I think we're starting to see some of that now. I mean, for years, Senator Kennedy was a very controversial figure. He's very liberal. You had the whole episode at Chappaquiddick. He was very controversial, anathema to many conservatives. I mean, they used to send out fundraising letters to conservatives saying Ted Kennedy is going to be president unless you give us money. So he's eulogized today and he's respected today in death. But let's not forget he was a very controversial figure in his time. I think now as we look back over his career, even conservatives have to acknowledge that the man did have a big impact on American public policy.
What is the legacy, do you think? What are the things that stand out in your mind?
I don't think we're done yet. I think health care could easily be the important legacy. I think the Democrats moving forward now on this, it's a tough issue. There's a lot of controversy about it. But I think many Democrats are going to say, we've got to do this for Ted Kennedy.
Okay. And you know, you hear he was the liberal lion of the Senate. Paul Simon was a liberal. Are there any liberals left, or was Ted Kennedy one of the last who went with the liberal label and embraced it almost?
That's right. And liberals, the term liberal is so loaded now that many candidates shy away from it. They call themselves progressive. But I think President Obama comes down oftentimes on that left-hand side of the spectrum, but certainly not in a way that Ted Kennedy or Paul Simon did.
One of the last of the big liberals, I guess.
Right.
All right.